Hello, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at a Call of Duty Collector Series set from Bloks. This one is called APC Invasion, and it comes with 457 pieces. And I can tell you right now, I really like this set. However, I do hope that there are a good number of WWE fans out there who will understand exactly what I mean when I say, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Two pieces of bad news with this. They are not going to detract from the set, at least not for me, but they are important to note. First of all, the name, APC Invasion. Where is the APC? There is no APC. This is not an APC. This is an AFV. It's not an armored personnel carrier. It is an armored fighting vehicle. It is not intended to pick up and transport troops and let them go, leave them off. It is intended to have its crew stay inside of it and operate it from inside of it. Secondly, a Call of Duty Collector Series set. This is not in Call of Duty, or at least I certainly couldn't find it in any reference to any of the many Call of Duty games out there. The closest thing to it would be from Black Ops 2, which would be appropriate for the time range of this set. The LN-90, the South African fighting vehicle. However, if you Google FV721 Fox, you will find that this is an FV721 Fox, an armored fighting vehicle. A British one, also from this same sort of Black Ops 2 timeline. It's a real world thing. It's just not in the game as far as I have been able to see. Again, there's the LN-90 in there, but that's not what this is. Regardless, all of that bad news aside, I don't know if it's really that much bad news, because to me, this is just a great looking vehicle. I like wheeled fighting vehicles, basically. Anything that's wheeled just seems cool to me, and this is very well done in scale. I just feel like they've translated the design of the real thing into brick form excellently, and they've got a actual rotating turret up here. All the proportions on it look pretty darn good to me. Nice level of detail too on the outside, just the smaller bits as well as the angles. They really used their parts inventory, the stuff that's really truly unique to Bloks that nobody else has in terms of parts, except maybe companies that have copied them. And yeah, I think it just looks really good. Nice to get this color with these styles of wheels. They're compatible with other things. Looks really good when it moves. Got the chevron style of treads on there. A little bit of detail you can just barely see behind, kind of trying to show shocks or springs back behind there. So, I mean, you can barely see it, but you know it's there when you build it. So I think they may have actually done a little bit more than necessary on level of detail there. These can open up to give you access to what could be shells that you could be firing off from this thing, or they could be RPG warheads, and an RPG launcher is included with the set. You saw that with one of the minifigs. We'll be taking a look at that again. And you've got another one over here on this side, which is doing exactly the same thing. Has those in there and just a little bit of extra storage space. Again, the turret can be rotated. It only goes 90 degrees in either direction though, so you get 180 degrees. You can turn it. You can actually cheat a little bit, lift the thing up and get past the point that stops it. It's just this little stud right here that gets in the way. So if you pull the whole thing up just a little bit more, then you can go a full 360 all the way around and then kind of just lock it back into place. I guess a little bit different build could change that up, but you also have the ability to elevate the barrel up quite a bit, almost to a mortar angle, kind of an artillery angle, and you can even point it down. If you got a guy in front of you, it makes for a very dramatic kind of a statement. Just imagine something like that. But I digress. Here you can see the control section. Unfortunately, it's not all covered up. There's just not enough room to get this fully covered. to really have a figure inside of the turret because of the size of these figures, but I think it still works out pretty well, and you can have your figures standing in there, or you can kind of sit them down also, and there is just enough room to kind of squeeze them in. They don't go down all the way, but not a bad look. You know, again, relative to the overall proportions of the thing, I think the size is looking pretty good. And yeah, it's just overall, it's just a good look, even though it's not the most realistic thing with the open top like that. You can actually fit a second figure into the turret, into the top of the turret. Now this guy's got an accessory on the side that's kind of making it extra difficult for him, but you can easily remove that. We'll take a look at the figures independently. You can put a second figure over there that comes with the set, or you can use this hatch at the front to place a driver in there, and they have a full-on seat. And again, this guy here is having a little bit of trouble with his sidearm holster squeezing in just because of the width of it, so I'm going to take that off. And now, there we go, kind of squeezed him in. That's going to work, I think. Close down the hatch, and you can see his eyes just sticking through there. So he has just a little bit of a viewport. He's really squeezed in there. You can see the thing is right up to his nose, but he does fit. So who is that guy I was trying to stuff into the driver's compartment? This is usually where big arguments start on the internet, where some folks will say, well, it's Hudson. I mean, look at him. That is Hudson. And then other folks would say, no, it's not Hudson. You can't say it's Hudson, even though it looks exactly like him and has all of his key features. You can't say it's Hudson because Mega Bloks didn't say it's Hudson on the box. Well, not this time. Mega Bloks said it's Hudson on the box. That is officially Hudson, so there cannot be any argument. Well, it's the internet, so there can still be arguments. But it's supposed to be Hudson, so there is a right answer to it. Pretty nicely done. I guess he could have used a little bit of a wash across the head, but that's a subjective thing. The other figure does not have a name. He's supposed to be relatively generic. There are some different characters who you could use him to represent, but he's basically just supposed to be some sort of general operative, or a played character. Use him as a multiplayer character or something. But big deal here, well, Hudson obviously, and then also the RPG, right? The rocket launcher. You can see one of the warheads stuck onto the end of that thing, and those are removable. You already saw the replacement rounds that are in the AFV, not APC. And you can see the accessories that are included, attached to these. We already saw the sidearm holster. You've got a front pouch here. It's actually got 4 pouches on the front there. Ammo pouch here, a grenade or flashbang. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Another one, different color over here. Nice sidearm there, nice large caliber revolver, nice long barrel on it. So good looking stuff, good colors, and good interchangeability with other figures. These are kind of middle of the road colors that can be used in a number of different terrain types. So again, it's a Call of Duty APC set that features something that is not an APC, and it's not in Call of Duty. But even so, I still like the thing very much. I actually like this vehicle much better than the Humvee that was included in the Light Armor Firebase set. Oh, except you can't call that Humvee because it didn't say Humvee on the box. Ooh, start an internet argument. Well, regardless, you've heard my thoughts about this thing, and I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your thoughts about it, so please share your thoughts in a comment down below if you have any opinions about the set overall, if you like it, if you don't like it, if there are some specific things that you wish were different, and the rest of the stuff you still think is fine as is. Feel free to call it as you see it. That's what I do. And now I'm gonna go build some more stuff so I can call it as I see it on more different sets, bring you more of my reviews, and also work on some custom stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for more. More is on the way.